I want to show everybody, but it's not letting me for some reason. 1 second. I have to fix that. How do I fix that? More options. Oh, grid view. There it is. Boom. I did it.
Well, no, only kind of. Now we've got some of Liz's head.
No. Don't worry. I'm going to fix that in a second. That's not a problem. Here it is. Boom.
People can just look at some of my head. That's fine.
No. No way. I'm fixing all of it. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Perfect. True or not in the building, not in the flesh, but in the building regardless, ladies and gentlemen. We got Liz Franczak and Brace Belden. And I wanted you guys to update everybody, since you are some of the few brave journalists that have been on the ground that have directly covered this issue. Court reporters that
we are none of those things. We are none of those.
We are comedians that demand non-actionable.
We are not reporters. We are not
from anybody.
We are not even people who platform others. We simply speak sometimes, but our opinions are entirely the opinions of other people. But I got advice that might be the wrong thing to say if the exact wrong thing to say. And I looked into that, and I think it might be. I think we have to say that we believe everything that we say 100%.
I think we should double check that before you start saying that.
Regardless, everything that we'll be saying on this program today, and in fact, I want to take that one step further, and everything that I've ever said in my life, especially pertaining to, what I'm talking about, has come to me texted by Hasan.
Oh, great.
It is all.
We're just reading scripts. It's
all a script. It's the puppet master. And so any sort of things like that, legal things, all that kind of stuff, he's much easier. He has management, he has representation. And if somebody sues me, I can't say it's Twitch. You
will not like it. You will not be happy.
No, you will be happy. Some of you will be happy, but then you'll feel sorry.
Well, in any case, I'm glad it's a real honor to have you guys back on, esteemed podcasters and comedians that are not journalists, that cannot be sued for libel and defamation, slander, all of those things, non-actionable, just doing entertainment like Tucker Carlson, and also have the same politics as Tucker Carlson.
That's right. That's a fact. I feel like you should get on his show. I feel like you could be on his show.
He had a former colleague of mine, Anna Kasparian, on recently, but I don't know. I have not seen any initiative from the Tucker Carlson folks to have such a massive platform offered to a person like myself. But it's
I gotta get on Candace, man.
I don't
and
know
her show.
You couldn't handle it there.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna.
I think I could do it. I think I would be sweating so much.
Liz, how do you deal with this man?
Barely. I barely do.
What do you want to talk about, Hasan?
Do you feel like it's just like pure? I mean, the incompetence is pretty crazy. Sending the least trustworthy man in America, Kash Patel, to go on the Joe Rogan Experience before this like big revelation that they were actually not going to release the files at all. But then even after that, we saw a more competent propagandist, this like former CIA guy, go on the Joe Rogan Experience. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Was it Mike Baker or something? Like there was a dude that went on the Joe Rogan Experience.
That's a guy who just loves to be on Twitter.
Yeah. And he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he said a couple things that I want to bring to your attention that I thought was very funny. Number one, he said, the CIA actually doesn't do blackmail operations that frequently, because it's just like all of the confidential informants you get out of that will have a lot of disdain for the CIA, so they're not like reliable in their service, which I thought was really funny for him to say that. And then he also implied that it was maybe Jeffrey Epstein was a foreign intelligence asset, but not Israel, and perhaps maybe of Russia and China.
Jeffrey Epstein is Chinese. I've been saying that since the podcast started.
He's go.
Chinese.
Look, zoom in on some of those pictures. You might either like or dislike what you see, but it's so the Kash Patel being deployed to Rogan, field assignment Rogan, is so funny to me because it actually is the toughest assignment to have to sit across from Joe Rogan and be like, it's not true. Let's be real here for a second. Most people could not do that. You would sit across from Joe Rogan and be like, yeah, I don't know. You're right, Joe. You know,
Yeah,
it's hard
he
to
has a
go
lot of
against a guy
sex
like
appeal.
that. But there was that funny dust up in the FBI when Dan Bongino and Kash Patel sort of had that split with Bondi, and Bongino or Bongino in particular got like really pissed off at Pam Bondi because he of all of them is like the most media like podcasty one.
Yes.
And so he's just like clearly pissed that Pam Bondi just put out this fucking memo and just destroyed basically his fan base. His fan base's like affection for him. It looks like he's back in the FBI. I mean, there was like he no called, no showed, but then he's back at duty. Although he has not, it seems, been present at the sort of strategy meetings to deal with this stuff. So the other night, there was a meeting that was convened by the one and only JD Vance. Of JD, Susie Wiles, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel, no Bongango to be seen at the White House.
Because he's a brave truth teller. He has a lot riding on this, his podcasting career. He famously blocked me many years ago because I said, what's your steroid regimen? After saying that I had
and he wouldn't
defamed
tell
him.
you?
No, I wanted to know. I was actually giving him props because he looks so hot.
You're just Tren, right?
I'm an Anna warrior. And a warrior.
But so they're having this like strategy meeting because as I'm sure your viewers know, Todd Blanche, Trump's former personal attorney and now deputy attorney general, was dispatched down to Tallahassee to interview the one and only Ghislaine Maxwell, and for like I think 9 hours of questioning across 2 days. And remember, Ghislaine actually has an appeal that's in front of the Supreme Court right now, and so there's a lot of she has some leverage actually here. Leverage which like otherwise she would just not be able to really have. We don't know what they talked about in those 9 hours. I mean, there's been some mentions that like she said that Trump never did anything untoward in front of her, which, you know, listen, I'm Ghislaine. I'm saying that no matter what I've seen.
Well, I mean, she has perjured herself in defense of both herself in the active court case, but also she has routinely lied about even Prince Andrew's involvement when she was in prison. So she's not exactly the most reliable narrator here.
But they had this high level strategy meeting the other night over what to do with the Ghislaine, whether they're going to release him, which I was hoping they would this weekend, but they did not, or they're going to release like a transcript of the. But on the other hand, Trump is like, since Ghislaine got arrested, Trump has been like, well, there's a lot of people that knew a lot of people, and just because people hung out in certain places doesn't mean they were guilty, you know. And Trump is repeating that once more. He's returned to that refrain.
But except for Larry Summers and Bill Clinton, who are implicated, and they should be, you know. But I feel like that's the cast of the dispersion that he's doing here to get the stink off of him. He tried the failed Russiagate reversal on Obama, and it seemed to fall on deaf ears. It seems like even his base is not eating that up. So now he has to just like bring out high profile names. But the question I've always had for you guys, the experts on the subject matter, is I have this feeling that this is a mutually assured destruction where it's like the Clintons are a load bearing aspect of this of you know, modern American governance, and therefore if you were to like out the Clintons, well, they could potentially retaliate. And therefore, I never thought that they would even attempt to out the Clintons at all, even though the base demands like some kind of red meat. Do you agree with me on this assessment?
I think each of us are just waiting for the other one to speak. Liz, you know what? I'm throwing this one to you.
I like the state of play. I like the kind of like game theory there. I like this, that everyone is sort of like Spider-Man memeing at each other, right? Everyone's just pointing the finger at one another, but they're all guilty. I like that. I think you know, it's like Trump sent his little like attack dogs in Congress to get you know, try to compel a bunch of testimony. I actually think, I mean, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have some kind of like crazy congressional hearing. Let's put it on C-SPAN and let's get some people up there. Me, I would have a different list probably, but I think it's a good start. But yes, we've got a list. Let's start there, and you know, we can kind of move forward. I feel like Bill Clinton like won't do it because ex-presidents don't do that kind of thing. But Lady Hillary has been known to speak in front of Congress before, and perhaps we can get another one from her, although I doubt it. But I would like to see it, so I support it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with there, except that I think that the further this goes, the more investigations Trump is going to start. I think he's going to start a bunch anyways. But I'm like, if this goes worse for Trump and he somehow jails Obama, well, Trump's probably going to jail at some point himself. And then we have like the last two living presidents in prison, which I think would be good for the country. I think after that there can be like a draw, right? Like everyone could be like, you know what, we got ours in there, you got yours in there. We're good. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but like, I really do feel like they are just trying to start as many investigations as possible to like appease, to just throw red meat to people.
Yeah.
But Epstein, I think, has such staying power because I'm sorry, Dan Bongino, every fucking podcast is talking about it. You know,
Well, that's what's kind of amazing is that like they have to keep throwing all these investigations, like you're saying, like red meat to all of these like content creators that they have cultivated as massive like assets for their base. And those guys can't stop talking about it because their base wants to hear it, their audience wants to hear it, and they have to generate the content. And so it's this like it's like this perpetuating loop that they can't get out of because of the fucking content economy. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the content economy in and of itself is far more significant. As you guys are also podcasters, you know this. You understand when Dan Bongino says like, I'm losing my authority as a podcaster because of this like fuck ass job that I have to do as like the deputy director of the FBI. Do we think that it was Kash Patel or Dan Bongino that told everybody, including potentially Elon Musk, that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files over and over again for some weird reason?
Gotta
say
be
it was
Bongino.
Kash Patel.
Really? I could see Kash. So Kash is rumored to have just told a bunch of people, but I could see Bongino being in like a group chat with like not Ashley St. Clair, because unfortunately she is off the market, but or just off the.
She's been kicked off the island.
I'm telling you, Ashley St. Clair of Clay.
She watches. That's not even a joke. She's a
Ashley.
Yes.
First of all, if you're watching this, please come on our show. We will break every rule. We will break every rule. Well, please come on our show.
Do you want this to happen? Because I can actually make it happen. She's like actively trying to come on my stream because
oh my god,
because of Elon Musk's like personal animosity towards me. So if you guys,
I'm a team player.
Yeah. I think it would be a good show. I think we have some mutual interests here, Ashley. But I could see Dan Bongino being in like group chats with like Benny Johnson or all those kind of people and being like, but I don't know, because he wouldn't throw Trump under the bus. It's got to be Kash.
The thing about Kash that's so funny is that he was like such a true believer. Like I'm so curious about like where his head's at because he really believed that Trump was like the king, that he was like coming in to save save the world from the demon rat or whatever his fucking book is about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do you think that he got there and was like looking through all this shit, saw Trump's name and was like had like a kind of personal crisis? Like I that's what I want to know. Like, where is he at? Because he was a true believer and now I'm not so sure.
So you're thinking Dan Bongino could potentially undermine this entire administration from within, because as a true Fedayeen, he thought Donald Trump was actually innocent, and now he's seen the truth and it's hurting him.
I think that this administration is facing a lot of trouble due to content creation, and it's a hoisted by their own petard situation. You know, they cultivated these insane people who sell Moink products, which is one of Dan Bongino's biggest sponsors. And now they have to appease them. And it's just, this is the world they've created, and we just have to live in it, I guess. Like, everything is so media reactive. Like, interestingly, Trump is, I think, still just watching Fox and Friends, but all the people sort of in the Trump sphere are like watching, like, that's like who's on Rumble. And so they have to
X. And I think the scary thing, I mean, to like jokes aside, it is a little scary when you start thinking like they're not there yet, but you could see them or the next iteration of whatever, the next administrations are, whatever party. But as everyone becomes more online and everything is more online, even more than it is now, like when policy starts getting set to the beat of Twitter, or it becomes as reactive or trying to keep up with media cycles like that, it gets insane. You see that a little bit with like the way he handles tariffs and all of these things. But just like thinking through all of that kind of makes me feel pretty sick about the state of the world.
So do you guys think that my assessment, my speculation is that from the start has been that they are just not going to reveal any of the investigations that took place already, never like do any sort of like financial tracing of the paper trail left behind by like wire transfers and things of that nature, that actually uncover a much larger web of wealthy finance people and what their level of involvement was with Jeffrey Epstein. And they're just simply going to use Ghislaine Maxwell as like the sole singular witness to everything, and greatly elevate her importance here without as a way to just like not uncover any of the information from said investigations, and then offer her some kind of like lenient sentencing in the process. Do you guys think that assessment is correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
I
that's what I was
mean,
gonna
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that assessment is correct, Hasan. Why don't you let me say it? You're fucking
Okay,
interviewing
my bad.
us.
That's true.
No, all
I'm
good.
bad.
No, all good, all good, all good. I'm sure Ro Khanna wouldn't complain if he was on the other side of the microphone here. Maybe you'd like to have him on next time.
I mean,
but
I have had him on the stream before.
and he's doing this Epstein press conference on the September 3rd, I guess. But so I basically am like, I feel like they're kind of gonna string it along as long as they can. And I don't think there's a big chance Ghislaine gets a pardon, but I'm gonna say the chance that Ghislaine gets a pardon is like significantly greater than it was a year ago. Which I would have said was absolutely zero. And so I don't know. I mean, if it turns out like that is how all this ends, or like what this leads to, which is Donald Trump pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, then I mean, you know what? It's probably not good. It's not good, obviously, but it will be kind of amazing in that sort of like historical sense.
Yeah. But I do think that there will be a lot of animosity even from Trump's base, unless they offer like some solid red meat in terms of like famous Democrats that are associated or something. But even then, I feel like people will consistently demand more information because I feel like this is the only type of like class based analysis that these guys can engage with. Well, is there anything you guys want to fill me in on as far as any updates or anything else for that matter that you guys want to promote before I let you go?
We don't promote anything.
Wait, we don't promote anything, but actually we do have something to promote, Liz.
We do.
We're doing 4 live shows in New York City. 2 of
Hell
them,
yeah.
you know, sold out. But the second 2 are only kind of close to being sold out. And they're
That's
happening
true.
on October 30th. Halloween's Eve, they called it. The night before Dracula, 10:30, October 30th. And then the next one is November 19th. Got nothing to say about that one. You know, it's not really, it's near Thanksgiving, but not that close.
Okay.
I mean, it's close enough, but that's November 19th, 11:19 at sorry, my nose itched, at the Society for Ethical Culture. They wouldn't allow your funky ass in there, huh?
No,
I know, what a weird name, right?
I
But
know.
it's,
I do unethical culture.
I do unethical
I
non-monogamy.
might be in New York this weekend for the Palestinian rally.
This weekend.
Yeah, this upcoming weekend. There's a big rally on Saturday. I might pull up for that
Yeah.
if you wanna come back on the show,
Yeah, maybe
Brace.
I'll go. Yeah,
I won't put
maybe
Liz
I'm
through
supposed-
that.
supposed to go on a party boat at some time.